So I'm just going to go through letter P for mock class 1 and show you what I would do if it were me doing this class. So the first slide that you see is just kind of a hello. So I would start it off saying, hello, how are you? Or I would start it off saying, hello, what's your name? My name is Hope. Hope. And then this means say it back to me. So I would start off with something like that. Hello, how are you? Or what is your name? Now, it's very likely that the student will not know how to answer these questions. So if that happens, then you can work it out several different ways. And one way is you could say, my name is Hope, and show them, and maybe that'll click. And if you know their name, then you can say, what is your name? And point to their name and say, Bow Bow. And then you can model it. So you can do it with a puppet. I'm not very organized right now because this is a last minute live video. Sorry about that. So you could do it with your puppet and you could say, what's your name? My name is Worm. Hello, Worm. And then you've modeled it, and then you do it again and you cup your ear and you try to get the student to say it. So keep in mind that when there are about 23 slides, you've got 1 minute per slide. So you can watch the clock in the classroom, and you can watch that click down, and at every minute you should be on the slide that corresponds with that minute number. So moving on to the slide 2, it's a reward system, and it's the smiley face for letter P. So for that, let me just check and make sure it looks like I'm still live since I'm new to this. Okay, yeah. So for that, for the smiley face, I have this smiley face that I've made, and it's on a pizza pan, and it's magnetic. And so I say, when you do a good job, you get a tooth. And then I show them a tooth. When you do a good job, you get a tooth. And so then you'll go on. Now, a good way to do this is if you've got 23 slides, one of them's goodbye slide, you want to have all 5 teeth on there by the time you get done. So just think, every 4 slides, I'm going to give a tooth. So that's a good way to do that. Okay, so then you move on to slide number 3, which is the hello song. And this hello song goes like this. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? I'm fine, fine, fine. And then you're going to want to do it again very slowly with the student. Hello, how are you? Listening, because they'll probably need to repeat it. You're going to just need to play off of your student as far as whether they want to sing with you, whether they want to repeat after you, and kind of go along with it. But make sure that it's slow. Moving on to slide number 4, this is the alphabet chant. And for anything that has the ABCs on it, I'm getting my cards ready. It's like I mentioned, I wasn't exactly ready for this. Last minute. For anything that has alphabet, I like to go ahead and use the cards that go with it. The flashcards. And the reason is that that's going to get their focus off of the screen and onto you. Looking at that slide, you can see there's too much information for somebody who doesn't speak English. They don't need A is for apple, It's too much. So you're going to get, and please excuse me, I'm still gathering things. When you do your lesson, you will be prepared and you will have all of this already here for you. And I haven't taught this lesson in a long time. Okay, so I would do something like this. A is for apple. And if you have a picture or you have a prop of an apple, you can show it. But if not, you can say, A is for apple. Ah, ah, ah. And then you can go to the next one. B is for banana. B, b, b. And these are synthetic phonics. Notice I'm not saying ba, ba, ba. There should not be an after your consonants. So it just will be B is for banana. B, b, b. Then you can go on to muffin. M is for muffin. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Again, it's not ma, ma, ma. A is for ant. You'll continue that way. Try to use props and cards to make this one interesting. And you're going to try to get the student to repeat these. So when you say A is for apple, then you'll wait for the student to say that. And then you'll say ah, ah, ah. And then the next slide, let me just draw this out for you. Hopefully you're looking at your slides while you're watching this video so that you know what it is. But the next slide looks something like this. So it's got the capital letters on one side, and then it's got the lowercase letters on the other side, and it has animals that correspond with those sounds. So the only thing they're trying to do right here is match capitals and lowercase. So what I do is I say, I don't give instruction. They really can't follow instruction. I don't say, okay, now on this slide you're going to match. No, they don't have that capacity. So I just hold it up and immediately go into it. Big A, small a, big A, small a. Draw a line. Draw a line. You can draw a line with your marker and show them. And Teacher Jojo, he's a mentor. He showed me this one. You may get him for your mock. Teacher Jojo showed me, just grab your phone if you don't have a mouse, which I don't, and just show them A so that they know how to draw that. Or you can do your mouse if you have a mouse. Then you'll go to the next one. Big M, small m. Again, with the gestures, with the voices. Big M, small m. Big M, small m. Can you draw a line? And you'll demonstrate that again. Okay, so that was slide number 5. So you should have given a tooth, probably here or on the slide before. And the way that you'll do that is you'll say, very good, yes, very good. Remind them what they did. So you're motioning or you're doing something to let them know what you liked that they did. And then you'll say, very good job. You get a tooth. You get a tooth, yay! And you can celebrate. You can also play around with it, but I don't know, different mock teachers like different things, but I sometimes just put it in a weird place and let the student tell me no, but that may be a little too much for a mock class. Okay, so slide number 6. Slide number 6, let me kind of draw it for you. And the reason that we're not actually using the curriculum and the reason you can't find videos for this is because we can't show it on YouTube. So it's really hard to make up a mock lesson for you guys because we can't show it. So that's why I'm gonna have to draw it for you. So on slide number 6, where we are, it has some rectangles. It's got a mouse here. I'm not even gonna try. And so it's got M and it's got A, and these are the things that are available in this slot. It's got B and it's got an ant and A. It's got A and it's got a bicycle and B. It's got M and a muffin and B. So you're just trying to get them to choose which letter goes with the thing that's in the middle. So the way that I would do this is I would just point to the picture first. Again, not giving instruction. They can't handle actual instruction where you say, circle the one that has the letter M. It's too much. So I would just say, mouse, mouse, and then get the student to say it back, mouse. Now you're not holding this up because it's on screen, but I'm showing you. So you would say, mouse, mouse, and listen for it, and get them to repeat that. And then you say, what does mouse start with? Ah. You can hold up your letters. What does mouse start with? Mouse. Mouse. You can prod them. You can help them. And then you'll say, circle, or you can say, circle letter M. And then you do that with all of these, with the ant, the bicycle, and the muffin. And then the next slide is, how are you? And I have some little emojis that I use for this. And the smiley face one is a ball, but you can do whatever. So I say, how are you? And they're not going to probably know how to answer. So then you can say, are you sad? Are you sad? Or you can say, are you angry? And this picture it has fine, so then you could do a fine. Sometimes it'll have angry. And then you can say, are you happy? I'm happy. I'm happy. Smile, point to that, be very expressive. So you say, I'm happy. You want the student to say it back. So you're encouraging them with the ear, with your come on, say it, maybe even mouthing it. I'm happy. So you try to get them to repeat it back. You're not ever going to say, like, repeat, or say this after me, or can you say this, please? Not to this level. That's too much. Okay, so then the next one is just letter P. And I get it that it can be like, what am I supposed to do with this slide? Okay, so on this one, I also will hold up the card like I always do. And I would say, this is how we used to teach it. We used to say, I see letter P. Now, a lot of teachers now say, this is letter P. So you can do it either way. But I see is a good one. You can use I see on everything. So you can say, I see letter P. I see letter P. Try to get the student to say, I see letter P. And then you'll say, P. You want the student to repeat everything you say. And then you can also say, big P, small p. I see big P. I see small p. Now you're not going to do like I'm doing and just do them right next to each other. I'm just showing you. You're going to pause for a very long time and listen and give a student plenty of time to try. And also there's an audio lag, so a little bit longer to try. Consider that they don't speak English and they're nervous and there's an audio lag. So give a good pause and then say it again and just remain positive and patient and encouraging. And then the next slide is, it looks like tracing. So you can do this a couple of different ways. I've done it on the flashcard before. Again, introduce it again. This is what I do. Big P, small p. And then you can trace it however you like to do it. The key is really finding what is your way. The other thing that you could do is maybe you already have it written on your whiteboard in dashes. And this really shows them what they're supposed to do if you come in and you trace on those dashes. So you'll say big P, small p. I usually don't even say trace. Maybe I will sometimes. Trace letter P or write letter P. The reason I would use write instead of trace is because that's a word that they're going to hear more often. So if you can use a word that they will hear more often, even if it's foreign to them, that's more usable for them. So then you're on slide 10. By now I would have given 2 teeth, the same way that we did before. And you're on panda. And it's a great idea if you have a stuffed panda. I do not have one. I would like to have one, but you can hold up your prop for that. So let's just imagine that I've got a lot of different props here. Let's imagine that this is my panda. So I would just say, I see a panda. I see a panda. And then you want the student to say it. I see a panda. Now, if the student doesn't talk, another way that you can get them to talk is you can say, just make up a song, spur of the moment, right there on the spot. Just say, I see a panda. I see a panda. Just make up something silly and get them to sing it to you. Students that won't talk will often sing. Okay, so then the other thing that you want to do with the Panda Slide is you want to emphasize the P. So you want to say panda, panda. And then you're going to say panda starts with P, P. Now some teachers will say panda starts with P. Some will say panda starts with P. I think your mock class mentor will accept either one. Okay, then you'll do the same thing with pepper on number 11. If you have a pepper, I don't think I have a pepper anymore. I don't really teach this level that much anymore, so I don't have a lot of my old props. But if you have a pepper, hold it up, do the same thing. I see a pepper. Get the student to say it, sing it if they don't. Emphasize that it starts with P or starts with P. And get them to say that sentence too. Pepper starts with P or pepper starts with P. Okay, and then you'll do pig the same way. So all of these are the same method. I see a pig. Or if you decide to use this is a pig, then you can use this is a pig. So I hope I'm still recording. I feel really uncertain that this is happening, or not recording, but on here. I'm just going to see if I can find out. I can't tell. Okay, hopefully everything's okay. All right. Okay, now this one, the next one on number 13, this is actually one of my favorite ones, and you really need a board. If you don't want to invest in a whiteboard, then get some rigid paper or a notebook that's going to be rigid enough to hold it up. You really need a whiteboard for this. For me, you can't teach this lesson on this particular slide on screen. There's no way to guide the student from A to P to AP on the screen. They're not following. So another thing you need to know is that the writing tool doesn't show up until you release it. So they're not seeing the line being drawn. They see the completed line. So that makes it hard for you think they're following and they're not. So I really think that this needs to be done on a whiteboard. And I just write it real quick while I'm doing it usually, because I'm going from class to class and I don't have time to write it before class. But I think it would be a good idea, since this is your mock, to go ahead and have these things written on the board. And the way that I do it is I don't actually draw the dots until I'm with the student. And this is how I would do it. Ah, ah. Ah, ah. They should be saying all this with you. You're using the same techniques to get them to say it that you did before. Ah, app, ah, app. You're showing them how these sounds go together to make this app here. So then you're going to, you know that app is used in the next line. So you want to make sure they've got app. App. You might be app, app, app. Do something like that. And then go to b, app. You know, on second thought, I kind of like drawing it in front of them. It's interactive. So, but you can do whatever you like. B, b, b. Get them to say it. Same technique. B, app, bap, bap, bap. So that's what I would do. And some of them will beat you to it. By the time you get to bap, they're already saying it. Your mock class mentor is going to probably be a little less responsive than most students, because he's trying to see what you do for a student that doesn't interact. So slide number 14 with M, it's the same, except it has M instead of B. Okay, and then you've got activity time. Really, there's not a lot different in activity time from the rest of it. I don't know, I've never really known why that's different. It's just more reinforcement. But I go ahead and make a big deal out of it, and it's funny, the students go ahead and get excited about it like it is something great. So you flip the slide to activity time and you say, it's activity time! Some of them will say it back with you, probably not in your mock, because again, that teacher's pretending to know less. Okay, and then you'll be on slide 16, and slide 16 has 3 pictures on it. It's called Odd One Out, and I don't introduce these. I don't say odd one out. Again, that's too much vocabulary. So if you haven't noticed, I'm barely saying anything. The only things I'm saying to them are the target vocabulary and just a little bit more, just a little bit beyond that. So the odd one out has a pig, a panda, and a monkey. So what you're going to want to do, and this one you can do on screen, so I'll show you. Really actually good to do this one on screen. So this one's the pig, this one's the panda, and this is the monkey. So what I would do is I would say, pig starts with P, P, and go ahead and write the P on the screen. P, P. Panda starts with P, P. Monkey starts with mm, mm. Now, this is the hard part, communicating to them that you want the one that's different, because they don't know different yet. So you can say, or I'm sorry, we're doing P. It's 2 P's and an M. So you would say, p, p, p. Which one is different? You're going to have to show them. Which one is different? They're probably not going to get this one. You're going to have to just demonstrate, mark that one out or circle that one, whatever you do. Maybe on the next one they'll get it. So model that for them and then clear the screen. You have the ability to do that. Clear the screen and then see if they can do it. See if they can circle the monkey the next time. So then maybe they'll be prepared for 17, which is panda, ant, alligator. So the odd one out would be the panda. And if not, it's okay. Just at least get them to repeat. If they're repeating the words, panda, ant, and alligator, and they're using full sentences to do so, this is a panda, or I see a panda, then you're doing well. Okay, number 18 is sit and stand. So, and the teacher directions say that the teacher says a word for each picture. If the word is correct, the student sits. If the word is incorrect, the student stands up. I would usually say this in a full sentence, just because they really want full sentences, but you could do it with just the word. So show them that you're talking about number 1 and circle it on the screen. They know which one we're talking about. Talking about number 1. You don't have to tell them. Circle it and show them number 1. And then you'll say, pig. I usually start off with a correct one so that they get the hang of what we're doing. Pig. And sit down. And then say, panda, and stand up. Now, this one's kind of hard because sitting down is correct. You could switch it and then sit down for wrong. Another thing that I do, and you can just decide if you like this for your mock class mentor, for your mock class, is you could say a yes or no. A lot of these slides will have yes or no on them, and so I could do pig, and then I could say pig, yes or no, yes or no, pig, yes, yes. Try to get the student to say yes or no. I don't know, since that's not the directions, I don't know how that would go, but for me, this is an easier way to teach this one. So if you feel more comfortable doing that, then do it. Just imagine, what you need to be thinking about is what is the student going to think and how are they going to react. So play that out. Sit down and practice this and play it out and imagine their reactions. And then, if you don't have a solution for one, then maybe you try a different method where you can come up with a solution. As always, at least get the student talking. Try to get the student interacting. And then number 19 is fill in the blanks. And this is where it comes in handy that you've already done big P, small p, and you've done it like this, big P, small p, because that helps. So when they hear you say big P, they're thinking small p. So that's tied that in. So you can do this, then you can do this, and then you tell them to write it. You show them P, and you can show them on your whiteboard. P, show them, write it on the screen, demonstrate it, and say big P and say small p while you're doing it. Okay, and then slide number 20 is matching fun, and it's got 2 P's in the middle of the page, a big P and a small p. We usually say small instead of little because it's one syllable. So it's got the P's in the middle of the page, and it's got animals and objects around. So the idea is that we're going to match it to the things that have the P sound. We're going to draw a line. So I like to start with one that does. I think it's good to start with yes. So I think I would start with pig. So first you're going to say pig, pig, and draw a line and go ahead and show them. And then you go to bicycle, and you can circle it if you want. I would draw a line for, like this one belongs, draw a line from the P to the animal, and then to know which one we're talking about, circle it. So that's what I would do on the screen. So then you go to bicycle, and you say, bicycle, b, b, So you're going to communicate that's not correct. Go to banana, go to pepper, and go around the circle. And you could also cross out the ones that aren't correct. So that might help them understand that. You could also start off by showing them a couple that are right and then clearing it and then starting off together. Okay, then number 21 is a panda, and they've obviously pasted some things together that don't go together, and you'll see this a lot in the curriculum. It's got a panda asleep on the rock, and then they photoshopped some peppers and a pig so that they have all of these things together in one picture, which would never happen. So the target vocabulary, they're simple things like this is a panda, I see a pig, I see peppers, or I see a pepper. So that's all you're trying to get from the student here. So you can say, what do you see? And I see a. So if you've already done what do you see earlier in the lesson, they might be familiar enough with it. If not, you can model it with your puppet at this point. Model it like I showed you earlier, and then put the puppet away, and then try to get the student to understand that they're doing what the puppet just did. So all you would be doing is, what do you see? I see a panda. Again, using your emotions, using your modeling. And VIPKID calls this TPR. This is not exactly what TPR really means, but when VIPKID talks about TPR, this is what they're talking about. Okay, so all you're going to do is just kind of note those three things. Remember to give your rewards all throughout there, which we didn't do. Now, for your reward, I like to wrap up rewards on this goodbye screen. So by this time, you should have all 5 of your teeth, or you giving your last tooth. And while you were doing your rewards, you could have either given a star, and I use my wand while I push the button. So you could have either given a star each time you gave a tooth, or you can count up the teeth, especially if you have time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars at the end. So make sure you give the stars. And then you're going to sing goodbye. And this song is, it's the same tune as the hello song. So it's goodbye, see you next time. Goodbye, see you next time. Goodbye, bye, bye. And go ahead and be silly. You can use your puppet. Try to get the student to sing all the things we talked about for the hello song. Apply that to this song too. And then the last song is goodbye. The last slide is goodbye. So you just flip to goodbye, and you say goodbye, goodbye, see you next time, goodbye. I like to kind of say it lots of times, and just kind of, I think it's important to kind of act like, and you will feel this way, so it's not acting like, but just to kind of make parting something that's meaningful. Like you just spent 25 minutes with this kid, so it's meaningful to say goodbye. You've bonded, and now it's goodbye, goodbye, like someone that you want to see again. So it's really important to start your hello with excitement, you know, so glad to see them, and the goodbye with, I really want to see you again, which you're saying with body language. So that is it. That's how I would do it. And I think that would go well. So, oh, Amy says it was buffering. So Amy, I'm also recording this on another device. So I will post the video. So I hope it was helpful. Please comment, ask me questions, send me a message, and we'll see what we can do to clear up any further misunderstandings or any further problems. And good luck on your mocks. Goodbye.